What initially drew you in? Like, what about us hunting this year did you think was like cool, or what part of it did you want to?
We got Riley here
Well,
again.
Yeah,
We got Riley.
I'm here.
Rye Roberts, Rye Bear.
Hi, Bear. The I hear a lot about in my podcast I listen to and stuff. Meat eater, whatnot. All these guys talk about the tree stand hunting, and it seems like it's not hard, like physical. Like you're not, obviously you're not hiking in, but it's like the mental, the calculations of it's gonna come in here, come in this direction. How's my wind gonna feel? What's the wind gonna be at this time of the day? Like picking the tree, picking the spot, and like trying to plan where they're gonna be coming from is kind of like the hunt. Is the preparation before the shot is all is like that.
I
But
think
it seems like that's what it is.
that's why it's so hard for me, because how much time did you and Mason put into freaking scouting and picking the right tree? And picking the right tree was meaning, well, we don't want this tree 20 yards over here because we want this one over here. You're gonna have a lane, and
Yeah,
dude, that's way over my head. I don't want to sit there and decipher which tree I
that's
like
the
better.
hunt for tree stand hunting, right? It's just the finding the spot and putting the time and the trail cameras and checking the lanes, the wind, all that stuff. Like that's the hunt, right? Like it's
It's it's a lot of that. But what it really is mainly is figuring out where deer are bedding and figuring out where deer are feeding and breeding. And you're just trying to get on a trail somewhere in between one of those sections.
Yeah.
That's what the game is. It's not for everyone, especially if you grew up blacktail hunting around here. You're not doing it that way. Most people that grew up hunting, grew up rifle hunting, and grew up shooting a blacktail buck at 40 yards with a open sight 30-30 as it's jumping away. That's just what most people did. I've shot a couple bucks in my time with a rifle as you jump a buck at 40, 50 yards and it's bounding away and you shoot it and you smoke it.
or you're just glassing clear cuts for days on end.
Yeah, and
just
I mean,
shooting one.
that I just don't find an appeal to that for deer.
No.
The clear cut stuff and doing all the road hunting for them. I'm not knocking it. I just
we did it for bear, especially this last year.
we did.
We actually had a lot of fun doing it.
We
on
did have a lot
on
of fun.
bikes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Getting up to 30 miles an hour down the road. It was nice.
Fast,
You
pretty
don't
fast,
want your
boys.
You do not want your brakes to go out.
Yeah, no.
Not where we were at.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want it. I don't know. Blacktail hunting for me is a chess match with a big buck. That's what it's turned into. And so I have different kind of styles of hunts each year. I feel like bear hunting is more of like it could be an adventure hunt, but it's kind of like a more lackadaisical, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm into the long range stuff, so I can shoot long range, and I can do that with them.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do that with bears. Elk is just straight up run and gun. Elk is just straight up, I just want a freaking bugle, and I want to bugle in an elk's face, and I just want an elk to come in just pissing all over itself. And
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
just, I just want to
That's
bury.
what I love
That's
too.
all we want.
Just
That's
wanna-
all we want.
I just want to bury an arrow just right in the pocket frontal
God,
at
this
10
is-
yards. Like, that's what I want. And the blacktail
That's what I
is just a
dream of.
little bit different.
It's all different. I think that's what it is. But to answer your question, like, it's just a different hunt. It's a different hunt, and it seems fun. I don't know what it is about the pictures of the bucks you're getting, and the anticipation. Like, is it gonna be there? Is it gonna be there? Like, like, and just that knowing it's out there, I think is cool. To know these bucks are out there. Let's try to get that buck. And then to go out there and like sit in a stand or a blind, and it's a different hunt. It seems fun. It's just, I think, it's just not what I'm used to. I'm a Eastern Oregon hunter. I just walk through the woods with my rifle or my bow, and I shoot something. That's like how we hunted growing up. As we just walked through the woods, we hiked for days, and we bump an elk or a mule deer and we shoot it with a rifle. But yeah, it's different, but it seems cool.
It is exactly what you said of mental. It is 100% a mental game, and it's like I said, it's a chess match in a game more than it is an adventure or like a bugle with them, chase them down, hike a lot of miles, pack a crap ton of meat, spend the night out there. It's kind of different than that. It's
Sitting in the rain.
It's sitting in the rain. It's
And 40
knowing that you
degrees.
just have to put the frickin' time in.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
one day that you don't sit in that damn stand and you're at church,
Yeah.
both 2 Sundays in a row, Mason and I are both at church, and my phone dings, and I pull out my phone, and I'm like, son of a Mason. And he's just like, oh my gosh, frickin' buck. Right.
Well,
Just running around.
do you name your bucks?
I don't name my bucks,
Okay,
but
come on.
I do like call it like the wide 4 just so
Yeah.
that we have
You gotta have some reference.
some reference
name,
to
yeah.
which buck is which.
You're not that deep into
I'm not
naming your
I'm
bucks.
not like, yeah, oh, that's Peter.
That's Old
yeah.
Red.
Yeah, that's Old Red. That's Big Tank right there. That's Big Hank right there. No, like
Yeah.
I'm not to that level. I don't
Not that
really,
crazy whitetail hunter yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This year I was hunting a spot that I've hunted in years past. It's a spot that I've always seen bucks bed in, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. I didn't have any deer on camera, and stuff was kind of slow, and I needed to make an adjustment. So I said, I'm gonna go walk this patch. So I drove south. I hike all the way in there, and I get to this patch, and I'm like, okay, which way is the wind going? So I go all the way to the bottom of the hill. And this patch is it goes up the side of a hill, and there's green, just like a cow pasture at the bottom, and then there's a big timber thicket at the top, and there's this kind of fern patch on this hillside to the left. And so I start at the bottom and walk all the way to the top. And it takes me, this patch is like probably only 400 yards total. It takes, I do it in like 2.5 hours. That's how slow I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to see how long it takes me to do this. It took me like 2.5 hours. And the way I do it is I put an extra coat on. So I'll put an extra coat in my pack. And when I go to where I'm going to start still hunting, I put the extra coat on. Because
the sweat technique.
The sweat technique. Yeah. And if you're sweating, you're going too fast. So I put the extra sweatshirt on, and I start walking. And as soon as I start feeling hot, I just stop. And it's like 5 steps, stop, 5 steps, stop, glass, 5 steps, glass some more. I get literally to the very last tree in the fern patch. I get to the very last tree, and I was like, wow, I'm really surprised I did not bump a deer. And then I take one more step, and there was a buck, a 4-point, frickin' bedded at the very, very, very end of it. There's some ferns and some blackberries, and he was laying in the wide open. The only way, and I was like, man, the only way I would have seen that deer is if I came the other way. And if I would have came the other way, he would have seen me from a couple hundred yards away, and he would have just walked out of there, and I never would have known he was there. But because I came the way I came, I blew him out at, I don't know, like 15 yards or so. So I was just like,
That's just the way it goes, though.
it's
with
the way it
blacktail
goes. And
hunting.
I was just like,
And you were in the stand like what, 15 days?
I think I was in the stand full days.
Well, however many times you
I
went
think
in.
10.
10 full
10
days.
full days.
And you passed up on what? A few?
I passed
I'm
up.
not a smoker.
Sorry.
So, you know,
I know
it's
his
like,
face.
whoa. But you might have to light me one up.
I'll let you one up. It's really good.
I passed up on 3 different bucks multiple times.
Okay.
A little 3-point, a bigger forked horn, and a spike. And on the last day that I sat, I was so pissed off. I just about shot that 3-point. I was like, there's no freaking way I sat near. And those are full days. That's not counting like a quick after work or a quick morning hunt.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I'm not filling my tag this year. And then I was just like, no, I'm not doing it.
I think the
I'm
actual
just
quote
not
was,
doing it.
you had like, between all of us, we had 4 or 5 tags or something. He said, we're filling all 4. We're filling all 4 with something.
I wanted to so bad.
My wife is going to shoot one.
I actually didn't end up getting her a tag. She's like, nah, I don't want to do it this year.
Okay.
Yeah, she was.
Well, 4 kids.
Yeah.